This conference will now be recorded.
So, thank you so much for joining the session, guys. Again, I'm telling you, if you have any questions, please unmute yourself and ask them, or simply put them on chat window. Okay, so here is the first instruction I want to give, and I quickly wanted to tell you this is just a demo session. Okay, so the regular session timings are a little different. Regular sessions, okay, it starts from Wednesday. This is, I'm talking about India, so let me put it for India, then again to US. Okay, so Indian timings Wednesday, what is the date? 27th. Okay, so 27th of November, and the timings will be morning 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Okay, so this is the timings. So 15 minutes here and there depending on the questions, guys. And if you're living in US, okay, so it will be, I think, Tuesday for you. And so Tuesday it will be night. If I'm not wrong, it will be 8:30 p.m. okay, EST to 10 p.m. EST. Okay, so the date will be, I believe it will be 26th is what I believe. Okay, so people can correct me if anybody in US, if they wanted to, and there is some difference here, please correct me if there is anything. Salim, you're in Sweden, so you would have to convert to your Sweden timings. So based on this Indian timings, Salim. Okay, so I hope I hope it will be some time which is feasible. And by the way, Salim, these sessions are conducted on GoToMeeting, which means that you can listen on on your mobile phone. Okay, so any note you have, or tablet, or laptop. Okay, so maybe you're on the go, or you are in the office, so you can just come out and then you can listen to it. Okay, so it will be 2:30 a.m. in the morning, so I don't think it is feasible for you, Salim. So, but after the class, please let me know, Salim, so we'll try to figure out something for you. And one more thing, Salim, not even Salim, for everything, every session gets recorded. Okay, so just am I recording this session now? Yeah, recording is in progress. Just like we have recorded this session, every single session gets recorded, and you will get lifetime access to these videos. Okay, to these videos, and also at any point of time in the future, okay, you wanted to attend live sessions again, you can do so free of cost. Okay, so you can do so completely free of cost. Okay, now you have paid for these sessions and you have listened, everything is good and happy, but 6 months down the line, again you wanted to attend a session for whatever the reason, you can do that definitely without any issue. By the way, are you able to see my screen, guys, all of you? Are you able to see my screen, all of you? I've been typing something, just wanted to quickly check.
Yes, we can able to see it.
Thank you. Yes. So, and then for these recorded videos, as I've told you, you get the lifetime access. The whole idea of the recorded session is, in case you have joined the class a little late, or on a particular day you can't attend a session, you can always go back and look at the recorded videos, or you want more clarity on it, you can go back to the recorded videos and watch it, or 5 months down the lane, you wanted to listen to the whole course again, you can do so. That's the whole idea of recorded videos. Okay, it comes with no extra cost. And when it comes to the price, it is listed on my website. Let me quickly open it. And by the way, these are some generic things. I'll quickly start with my Jmeter sessions. But these are the general questions people would have. So I just wanted to cover all of that before I hit into the actual topics. Okay, so if you're in US, it is just 99 US dollars, guys. Okay, and if you're in India, it is 5,900 INR. Already reduced the prices. So this is after the discount. Okay, these prices. And well, is there any prerequisite? Okay, is there any prerequisite for this class? Okay, yes, the answer is yes. Okay, prior knowledge on any PT tool. Okay, so this is the only prerequisite. So some sort of knowledge on any performance testing tool is required to attend this course. Otherwise as well, you will be able to understand maybe 80 to 90% of the class. But if you have some prior knowledge of any performance testing tool, okay, so it becomes easy. Because in this course, I concentrate only on Jmeter, nothing else other than Jmeter. Okay, I expect that you would know what is, for example, transaction response times, or what is a transaction. Okay, so those kind of things. What is a checkpoint, or what is a correlation? Okay, some concepts, I expect that and demonstration of those concepts, I'll be able to show that in this class. Okay. So my concentration will be only on Jmeter. For example, how to put assertion points in Jmeter, how to do correlation in Jmeter, how these kind of things, how to capture the response times in Jmeter, how to create the reports in Jmeter using Jmeter. Okay, so these kind of concepts is what I explain. So for that, you need to know what is assertion, to be honest. Okay, if you know any tool, any performance testing tool, this course is apt for you. Okay. So Deepak, as I'm speaking, Deepak is asking a question. Deepak Kumar Das, is any class only on Saturday and Sunday? Okay. So this class will run from Monday. If you're in India, it goes from Monday through Saturday. Okay. Sunday will be off. Okay. So, but however, the actual batch will start from Wednesday, as I've told you. So this is in India. Okay. If you're in US, it goes from Sunday through Friday. Okay. So this is for US students. Okay. So this is not MJ is asking a question. If this is a free of cost, MJ, this is not free of cost. So this is, as I've told you, I just gave you the price. It's 99 USD if you're in US. Okay. If you're in India, it is just 5,700. Okay. So it's not a free course. It's been professionally told. The classes will be conducted professionally every day on the agreed time. Okay. Overall, 20 plus hours of training is given. Okay. And if you're talking about the complexity or the level of the class, it is from basic to intermediate level. Okay. So there will be one more advanced Jmeter course which will be offered at later point of time. Okay, wherein you can look at some advanced topics. But this is catered for some basics to intermediate level. This itself should be good enough to implement your projects, to be honest. Okay. Okay, Salman just pinged me. Says like Shahzada Munvir, I'm also unable to join. Balram Jmeter. So a couple of people unable to join. It's weird. So let me send the link to them again. Thank you, Salman, for the reminder. So just give me one moment, guys. Thank you, Salman. Sorry for that, guys. Since today being the demo, most of the people wouldn't have joined GoToMeeting or installed GoToMeeting on their systems. So few of the students have having some issues. I'm quickly trying to help them out. Okay. Okay, so as I've told you, yes, basic to intermediate level, and the topics that will be covered, it's all out there on my website. Okay, so quickly let me go through them. Okay, so by the way, this will not be covered. Okay, so I just need to change this on my website. So I assume that you already have done some sort of PT performance testing. So I don't think you would need all that. Okay, so we'll start from here, the Jmeter introduction. So sorry for putting this out on course syllabus, guys. I would have to take it out on the website. I'll make those changes. So it starts from here, Jmeter introduction, then recording using Jmeter. We'll talk about the thread groups. There are different kinds of thread groups. So we'll talk about most of them. So you need the plugins for some of them. So I'll also show you how to install the plugins or what exactly are the plugins, why it is needed. Then I'll talk about the samplers. Okay, so there's quite a bunch of samplers here. So I try to cover most of them. Okay, and controllers. This is quite a few of them. I'll cover all of them. So if controller, random order controller, loop controller, generally the ones which are used are mainly the transaction controller and simple controller, but I'll try to explain all the controllers. So in case if you wanted to use them for a particular purpose, you can. And then assertions. Okay, so there's a bunch of assertions, so I'll cover these assertions. Okay, and pre-processors, post-processors is something that I'll cover. Okay, pre and post processors, mainly the post processors, timers, okay, which is the think time, correlation using the post process, config elements, listeners, and some Jmeter functions. Okay, so I'll cover random string, random order, time. Okay, so I expect you to play around with the other functions. Okay, and designing this scenario and executing with the GUI and non-GUI, and finally the reporting. Okay, so the only thing which is not covered, which is there on the website, but it's not covered, is the introduction to performance testing and workload modeling and core concepts, because I assume that you already know that. Okay, that's the only thing. And bean shell. Okay, that's not covered in programming. So even before somebody asks a question, sorry guys, 1 second. Let me complete and I'll take your question. Okay, somebody is trying to ask a question, but let me complete the sentence. Okay, and then I'll take your questions. So Shazada, please mute yourself. Shazada, please mute yourself. Looks like you just joined. Yeah, thank you. So Shazada, if you have any questions, you can always post it down on the chat window. I'll take your questions. Okay. So Murli will talk about the advanced Jmeter concepts later as to what will be the part of that course. Okay. And one thing which is not there here but will be covered is master slave. Okay. Why master slave is used, and how to configure the master slave and make sure that some threads or some users comes from master, some users comes from the slave. Okay, that setup I'll be able to show it as well, apart from what has been shown up here. So any questions so far, guys? I know we didn't go into the Jmeter yet. Okay, so Deepak says, are you cover API performance testing in Jmeter? If Deepak, that is what your requirement is, I'll be able to take it up, but I'll be able to show it to 1 or 2 requests. So as a course, I'll not be able to cover it. Maybe I'll take 1 RESTful or 1 SOAP request and then build the request for you and run it. Okay, but I wouldn't take it as a course. Okay, which might probably take 6 to 7 days, at least 10 hours. But I'll be able to show it to you how the scripts will be built. It's very, very simple. It doesn't even take more than 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, but if you expect me to cover, tell you what is a SOAP request, what is a RESTful request, what are the differences. Okay, so all that will not be covered. But if you want, I'll take some RESTful web services or SOAP and then build it and run it, make sure it's working. We can do that. Okay, yes. So Murli has a question: in non-GUI mode, what will you show you? Grafana and Flex tools like this. So Murli, those are all covers with the comes with the advanced tools. So Grafana, InfluxDB, and all that setup. Okay, so which we will cover. Okay, so basically, if you are asking me, Bean shell scripting, integration of Grafana and InfluxDB, so that you can see the graphs. Those are all advanced. Integration with Jenkins, so those are all advanced. Okay. Okay. So Shahzada, we don't have any language as such for performance testing. Performance testing, the various performance testing tools, Shahzada. For example, LoadRunner, you can use VB script, or maybe you can use C programming language. But if you come to Jmeter, it supports a lot of programming languages. Bean shell is the popularly used ones. Bean shell programming is a loose version of Java, you can say. In other case, if you, in other words, if you know Java, you should be able to do Bean shell scripting very easily. Okay, so I hope I have covered that one. Okay. So Shahzada, or I mean, any questions which is pertaining to your specific project, we'll take it after the class. So I'll take any questions which is relevant to all the 20 students who is out there. You know, I want the questions to be about the course, and then anything which you think would be applicable to all the other 20 students. But if you have something from your project, certainly take it, but it will be one-on-one. Okay, so there's no more questions coming on the chat window. So I'll proceed further. So I've spoken about the start date, number of hours, 20 plus hours. Okay, so we'll go from 5 days to 6 days in a week. Okay, so 20 plus hours. And yeah, the course content, the fee, all this is covered. So let's jump into the Jmeter itself, guys. Okay. So Apache Jmeter. Obviously, it is from Apache. So Apache does not just create a Jmeter. So Apache has HTTP server. I know from Apache it has Tomcat server. So it has a bunch of tools and technologies with itself, and Jmeter is one of them. I just want you to be aware of it. And when did the first time the Jmeter actually the tool was released? Probably I would say, I think it is 1998. Okay, so let me quickly go and look at the wiki. Okay, Apache wiki. Sorry, Apache Jmeter wiki. So if you look at it, it's 1998. Yes. So the first version of Jmeter 1.0, it is in 1998. Okay. Then in the next year, then I think in just a couple of months, okay, they made some changes and they released it as 1.0.2. I don't know if there are any intermediate versions which are not listed. What does this dot means? Then from 2007, they have been active and continuously releasing the versions. The latest version that I have used is 5.1.1. I have on the system is 5.1.1, but right now I think 5.2 is also released. Okay, so in the class we can go with either one of them. For the demo, since 5.1.1 is already installed, so I'll go with it. But the regular sessions I'll use 5.2. Okay, and as you can see here, so for 5.1.1, what is that you require? What is that you require? You need a Java, okay, which is of a version 8 or plus, means it could be 9 or whatever the latest versions after 8, maybe 9 or something like that. Okay, so this is a prerequisite for you to have your Apache Jmeter running. So you have to install Java on your machine so that you can start using the Jmeter, guys. Okay. So intermittently, I'm checking the chat window, guys, in case if you have any questions. Okay, you can put it down over there. So now, okay, so if you talk about the popularity, I'm sure most of you already know. Okay, so the whole world, okay, the whole world is moving towards open source. Okay, so if you're familiar with automation, probably like 10 years back or maybe even 5 years back, I believe, okay, QTP was the most popular So they named it as UFT later. So it was the most popular automation tool. Okay, now almost the footprint is totally gone. It is taken over by an open source tool called Selenium. Okay, similarly in performance testing we have LoadRunner. So even now it is popular, but another open source tool called Jmeter is also becoming popular. Okay, so now slowly Jmeter is eaten into the LoadRunner market share. So if you would ask me, if you would have asked me 3 years or 4 years back, what was the share, the market share for LoadRunner, it was more than 80%. So which means that if there are 10 projects which are going on, any performance testing projects which are going on, 8 of those projects LoadRunner was used. That's how popular LoadRunner is. But these days, Jmeter has eaten into that share. I'm not 100% sure as to how much is LoadRunner, how much is Jmeter, and how much is other tools. But definitely, Jmeter is becoming very, very popular. Okay, simple reason: Jmeter is an open source tool. Open source tool means the client need not have to pay any money to use the tool. Okay, so okay, so obviously these tools are available for free, so you can just download it and then you can start using it. You do not have to pay anybody any money to anybody. Okay, so Jmeter has its limitations. Okay, so because of which LoadRunner is still surviving. Okay, so if you ask me, so Kumar, other than Jmeter, is there any other open source tools which are tools which are getting popular? Okay, these days I'm hearing a tool called Gatling. Okay, so Gatling, there are a lot of training requests for me on this tool called Gatling. Okay, I did a little bit of research. Okay, so I went to Naukri.com and then Monster.com, searched with Gatling. There's a bunch of jobs over there. Okay, Jmeter is obviously more, but Gatling is also slowly picking up. So yes, if somebody wants to maybe place yourself unique in the market, maybe you can learn Gatling. But from what I know, for learning Gatling, you need to know Python. Okay, so if you know Python, learning Gatling would be easy. And also, I heard about one more open source tool called Locosto. Okay, is it Locoste or Locosto? Okay, Locosto performance testing. Okay, is it Locosto or Locaste? I'm not sure, but I've been hearing this Locoste, Locoste, Locost. Okay, let me see that. Hang on. Load Ninja, Stress Stimulus, Load UI, Web Load, Jmeter, IBM. So Locosto or Locoste, I don't know. I've been hearing that little bit. Okay. Maybe you can do some research. Must include Locosto. Anybody is aware of that tool, something like Locosto or Locoste or something like that? So it's quite some time back. LOC, Locost, I believe. I think Locost. Okay, a modern load testing framework. LOCUST. Okay, so I've been hearing about this tool called Locost a little bit as well. Okay, so these are the open source performance testing tools that I've been hearing and popular. Okay, so in the meanwhile, Gautam has asked, okay, what about Neoload? Okay, Neoload is a paid tool, buddy. It's not an open source, and it is becoming popular as well. Okay, so it is actually share of both Jmeter as well as LoadRunner. So what I heard is some people, after implementing Jmeter, knowing the limitations and all that, and getting the support is difficult and all that, slowly they are moving out of Jmeter to a paid tool. Okay, and if they are moving out, they are going to Neoload, because Neoload is somewhere between this LoadRunner and Jmeter. It's not as expensive as LoadRunner, maybe 1/5 of what probably a LoadRunner tool would cost, and it's not free like Jmeter. So nearload is somewhere placed in between, and it's becoming popular as well. Okay, so it's becoming very popular as well. Okay, so Gautam, I hope I've answered that, but it's not an open source tool. That's why I haven't discussed here. Here I'm discussing about the open source tools. Okay, so Locust, Gatling, and Jmeter. Jmeter is obviously very popular. Okay, and that's what we will be learning in this course. So enough of this history, enough of these comparisons and all that. Let's jump into the Jmeter. Let's look at the Jmeter. But before doing that, okay, what is the prerequisite for using the Jmeter? You have to have a Java, not just Java, but a version which is 8 or later. Okay, so how would I know if Java is installed on my machine? Okay, simple, go to command prompt, okay, and here just say JAVA hyphen version, okay, and if the version is showing up, you see Java version and it's showing the Java version, then definitely Java is installed on your machine. Okay, again I'm telling you guys, just go to the command prompt, okay, CMD, and all you have to say is Java, okay, and hyphen, then you can give a command. What is the command you're giving? I want the version of Java. Okay, so you're saying Java, okay, and hyphen, okay, this what you're saying, whatever the command that I'm giving, it is related to Java. And what is the command you're giving to Java? So hyphen means the command. What is the command? I want the version, okay, and it's giving you the version, then Java is installed. Otherwise Java is not installed. If it is not installed, there's nothing to worry about, guys. It's available free on the net, so you can just say download Java 8. Okay, and there are two things, guys. You can install a JDK, okay, you can install a JDK or a JRE. So I don't need a JDK, all I need is a JRE. So JRE is good enough, okay, and the first or second link should be good enough. Okay, so you see the first link which shows up, you should be able to download it from here. I'm putting down this link on the chat window, guys. You can get that link on the chat window, all of you. Okay, so the link I'm putting down on the chat window, you can get it from there. Okay, first thing is you just say accept, and there is a bunch of files here, don't worry. Okay, if your system is a Linux, you can download it from here. If your system is a Mac, you can download it from here. If your system is a Solaris, you can download it from here. But mine is Windows, I can use any of these files. Okay, so let's pay attention. Anything which says 86, this is for the 32-bit, and anything which says 64, it is for 64-bit OS. Okay, and there are two files, one is tar file and one is ex file. I would want you to download this ex file, and hardly it is just 70 MB file. It just downloads just in probably in less than a minute. Okay, now you can ask me, Kumar, how would I know what is the bit that I have on the system? Okay, if you have that doubt, don't worry, go to computer, go to properties on the computer. So you say go to my computer, and then here right click, go to properties, and here it will show you what kind of operating system it is. You see mine is what? 64-bit operating system. Okay, Windows 7. I don't think anybody would have a 32-bit. Okay, but in case if you have it, you would have to download this exe file here. Okay, so you see this exe file, but mine is a 64-bit, and I'm sure most of your systems will be 64. So you just download it from here. Okay. So once you click on it, the download starts. Probably you would have to sign up, guys. I've already signed up, and then once you sign up, it will start getting downloaded. Okay, as I've told you, okay, it's just hardly 70 MB of file. It just downloads in less than a few minutes. Okay, and then once it downloads, you just double click on it, and it will ask you to go through and click next and next and next. Okay, so just say yes. Okay, so it's just processing, guys. It will take a little bit of time, and then you can go ahead and install. I don't want it to install because it's already been installed. So you just go ahead and click on install, and it will ask you to just say like, next, and you will be able to install it. Okay, so in case if any of you having issues with installation of Java, you can let me know. I can help you out with that. Okay, at the later point of time. But once you have installed, you can go to your programs. Okay, just to check if Java is installed. Okay, so you would have Java installed like this. You would see Java. Okay, so Java 8 is what I have installed. I would want you to install, and you can have multiple versions of Java installed, guys. You need not have to worry. Okay, you see I have 7 and 8, both of them installed. Okay, fine. Now the next question is, now I have 7 and 8. Which one my application Apache Jmeter would use? Okay, so Jmeter would get confused to use whether it's 7 or 8. Okay, so you would set up something called an environment variables. Okay, so what is the first step? What is the first step of using Jmeter? Okay, what is the first step before you using Jmeter? You would want to install. Okay, Java JRE and a version 8 or 8 plus. Okay, which I've shown you how to download, gave you the link as well and all that. Okay, just that I haven't installed because it's already there. I don't want to mess it up. Okay, and the second step, very important set is, okay, environment variables. Okay, so you have to environment variables. Okay, so you have to set up the bin folder of JRE in the environment variables. Okay, watch carefully. First, I'll go to the path where my Java is installed. It is in C, program files. Okay, Java, and you see different versions of Java is there. So let me go with the JRE. As I've told you, I don't need a JDK. I want a JRE. Again, if you want, okay, first let me complete this environment variable. Okay, configuring this step. Once I have done with this step, then I will talk about the JDK and JRE, guys. Okay, so for now, just let's go ahead and complete this step. Okay, so go to JRE, go to the bin folder and copy this folder. Make sure bin folder is a part of this particular path. Okay, copy this whole path. What is the path? C, program files, okay, Java, and then JRE, and you see the version is more than 8, and then the bin folder. Make sure bin is also there. Copy the whole folder. Now, watch carefully, guys. Go to my computer, right click, go to properties, and then advanced system settings. What is this? Advanced system settings. What am I doing? Configuring the environment variables or setting up the environment variables. Click on it, okay, and here where it says path, click on edit and include the path. See, my path is already there. You see, C, program files, Java, JRE. So since it's already there, I delete it and put it again. Delete it and put it again. So what I have defined the variable, I have defined the path variable. And what is the path, guys? What is the path? Okay, the path is this bin folder. So C, program files, Java, JRE, bin. This is the path. Okay, so this is the path. And in this path, what I have the libraries. You see, DLLs. Okay, so what am I telling to my OS, my Windows? So anything related to Java, okay, so you get all the information on the libraries over here. Okay, so you can execute, you can get additional information or libraries or the classes from this part. This is what I am telling to my OS, okay, operating system, which is Windows, telling that anything which you have to execute related to Java, go to this particular folder and you will get all the files that are needed for you to execute that particular program, anything related to Java. Okay, so this is what you're telling. So the OS doesn't know if I have to, execute any Java program, the OS doesn't know what if it needs some additional files or additional programs or additional libraries, the OS doesn't know where to get it from. So you are letting it know, saying that, oh, it's all available over here in the bin folder. Okay, that's the whole purpose of setting up the path. Okay. Again, okay, I'll repeat the steps. First step, install the Java JRE, okay, and you can validate it. How can you validate it? Go to the command prompt and say Java -version, okay, and once that is done, second step is setting up the environment variables. So what you are saying, first go look at where your Java is installed. Okay, so you see here is the Java that is installed, which is JRE. Okay, in that all the library files is there in the bin folder. Copy that path and go to my computer, right click, go to properties and go to advanced system settings and go to environment variables. For the path, if it is not there, you click on new and define it. Okay, and set path and then value to it. But since it's already there, so I'll double click on it. Path is already there. I have set up the path. And for like this, there are other programs which will be set up as well. Don't disturb any of them. Don't disturb any of them. Okay. So just set up your one and then put a semicolon so that you can put the and so that you can add the other path variables for other programs. Okay. All good, guys. So again, why would you give it? So that Java can get some additional helps using these DLL files. And my OS doesn't know where the path is. Now you're telling to OS that this is where the path is. And any additional, the Java program needs any additional helps from the libraries, they can come to this path, search it, and then take the help from this library files. That's the whole purpose. Okay. Now third one. Okay, it's not a step, but I wouldn't say third. So what is this JDK and what is this JRE? Again, we are totally deviating. It's a Jmeter class, so it's not a Java class. On the high level, I try to cover it. Okay, so in a simple language, JDK is Java Development Kit. If you have to write a piece of code in Java or develop a piece of code in Java, okay, develop a piece of code in Java, okay. Develop a piece of code and you need a JDK. Okay, but here we are not developing anything related to Java, so you wouldn't need a Java. All I need is a JRE, which is a Java runtime environment. Java runtime environment. There is already a Java program that is written, which is Jmeter, and I just have to execute it. And for that, I need this JRE, which is a Java runtime environment. A Java program called Jmeter has been created. I need to execute this Jmeter. So for executing, I would need a Java runtime environment. As the name suggests, it's a runtime environment. Any Java program you wanted to execute, you need a JRE. And hence, Jmeter is a Java program and I need to execute it. So I need a JRE. And that's why I've downloaded this JRE. And they mentioned clearly that the version has to be 8. So I've downloaded it and started using it. That's the only thing. Okay. So there seems to be some questions. Okay. So Raj has asked a question. Okay. Raj, I haven't looked at the question. Now I'm looking at the question. Why do we need to install JRE? Just now I've explained, Raj. I hope it is okay with you. Okay. Raj, is it clear? Or should I repeat it again? Okay. I'm going through all your questions again. Raj, I hope you're there and listening. Yeah, Raj is here. So Raj has asked a question. So you want me to repeat it? So as I've told you, if you wanted to develop a piece of code which is related to Java, you need a JDK. But a program, okay, or is been already developed in Java and you wanted to execute it, you need a JRE. Jmeter is a Java program and I need to execute it, so I need a JRE. Okay, it's as simple as that, Raj. I hope you got that. Not able to listen to my voice. Deepak, sorry Deepak, you would have to go out and come back in. Okay. So yes, Gaurav. So it's, as I've told you, this is definitely not a Java class. It's a Jmeter. But a lot of people have a question as to why to install Java. Then they will have doubts as to what is JRE, which one have to install, JDK or JRE. So they would have these questions. This is the first step. Okay. So that's why I'm kind of making sure that you know all of it. Okay. So as you see, Gaurav, already Raj had a question as to why JRE and JDK and all that. Okay. So Gaurav, just be patient. I'll get started. Okay. I'll get started with Jmeter. Okay. So guys, now that's the second step is done when it comes to the third step. And what is the third step? Okay. Now download Jmeter itself. Okay, download Jmeter itself. Okay, so where would I download? Okay, just go to Jmeter, go online. Okay, and just say download Jmeter. So here is the link, guys. I'm sending this link across the chat window to all of you. You can use this link, okay, to download Jmeter. And you see the version is 5.2 now. Whatever the version I have is 5.1.1. And I'm sure you can look at the older versions as well. Somewhere here you should be able to go and download the older versions as well. Okay, but the latest version is 5.2. There are two things. One is binaries and one is source. You'd be confused as to what to download. Binaries is good enough, and download the zip version, guys. Download the zip version, not the curve version. Okay, again, binaries and source. So download the binary and the to zip version. Hardly it is what, 62 MB. It doesn't take too much time to download, and it will be a zip version. Okay, so while it is getting downloaded, I just wanted, out of curiosity, I'm saying, like, where are they putting their, older versions. Okay, so let me see if there are any older versions. Okay, 5.2 verification downloads. Okay, so user manual, best practices, functions, properties, Java code, Java wiki, distributed testing. So looks like they are taking out the older version, but they should be somewhere. They should put the download all the releases somewhere. Um, Okay, so yeah, so hopefully in the meantime, the download would have happened. You see, it's downloaded. So show in the folder. It is typically a zipped version of Jmeter will be downloaded. So extract it. Okay, so I've extracted it. Once you extract it, you can start using it. You see, here is the folder. So this is in the download. So let me move it to my desktop. Okay, so it's Apache Jmeter. Now you can start using it. So I have the older version of Java. I don't know, Apache Jmeter 5.2 will use this. I mean, the Java version will be good enough. So let me go ahead and check it. So to invoke Jmeter, first double click on the folder. Okay, double click on the folder. Go to the bin folder of Jmeter, and here is the Apache Jmeter. You see, here is the Apache Jmeter and executable jar file. You see, it's a Java file. Okay, this is the reason why you have installed the JRE and made sure the environment variable has been added. Now double click on it. You will be able to invoke the Apache Jmeter 5.2. Looks like the Java version 8 is good enough for this, and I'm able to open it. Typically, you don't have Java, or you have the older versions of Java. When you double click on it, it will throw an error. I can't remember what was the error, but it will throw an error and you will not be able to open it. And you install Java, but you didn't set up the environment variables, still it will throw the error. Okay, since I did the first two steps, okay, I could do the first two steps. Okay, I'm able to invoke it and launch my Jmeter. Okay, so download Jmeter and fourth is launch. Okay, so here is how you can launch the Jmeter, guys. Now we'll start using the Jmeter itself, okay, and then start creating some scripts and all that. Okay, but before that, so I would see if any of you have any questions. Any questions, guys? 4 steps for launching Java. It's pretty simple. Install Java, and set up the environment variables, download Jmeter, launch Jmeter from the folder. Okay, so once you download it, okay, you need not have to install anything else. Okay, it's just like LoadRunner or QTP or Microsoft Office. You need not have to install anything. You just download it, and then just using this executable jar file, you will be able to launch it. Okay, you'll be able to launch it. No further installations required other than the Java. Any questions, guys? Can I proceed further? Can I proceed further, all of you? So Salim has a question. Okay. So so Raj, when we have to execute it, right? To execute, we will set up that. Before recording, I'll set up the root certificate and all that. We have just launched the Jmeter. Okay. So just not only import root, but there are other things that we need to do as well. We'll do all of that. Okay. So now for Salim, okay, like LoadRunner, do we have ViewGen controller analysis? No, nothing like that. Using this itself, we can create the scripts, we can execute the scripts, and we'll be able to look at the reports. Okay, so there's no three components or tools like LoadRunner. Okay. So Salman, what is the limitation of Jmeter as compared to LoadRunner? Okay, Salman, I would say the support to protocols. I don't think it would support something like SAP GUI or PeopleSoft or bunch of them. Okay. So you see, if you look at the protocols that it supports, mainly HTTP, HTTPS, and web services, and maybe few of them. Okay, the tool is still evolving. Okay, and maybe when you have to do some advanced things, it becomes difficult when it comes to Jmeter. Okay. Comes and what I've seen in with my practical knowledge is, the scripts are heavy. Okay, the scripts gets hanged up when you're running the test. Okay, even though you increase the heap size of the Jmeter, still it hangs up. So I've seen a lot of issues. Okay, but still it is stable enough tool, and a lot of companies have accepted it and then started using it. So definitely, it is good enough to do, especially web services and HTTP, HTTPS. Okay. So Salim, yes, as I've told you, so there's another chap as well who wanted the web services. As I've told you, I'll quickly cover maybe 15 to 20 minutes as to how to create a script for a RESTful service or a SOAP service. Okay, so that should be good enough for you. Yes. So now that I have covered the questions, let me go ahead and start creating the scripts. Okay, start creating the scripts. So the first step for creating the scripts, okay, the first step for creating the script is set up the, okay, import the root certificate. Okay, so that's the first step. Second step, okay, set up a proxy server. Okay, third one, configure your Jmeter tool to capture the traffic, and finally execute the script. Okay, okay, record the script and execute the script. And then fifth one, execute the script. Okay. Now here are the steps that we can say to create the scripts. Okay, to create script in Jmeter. Okay, so first, even before we go to these steps, okay, you might ask me, okay, what are the various tools that we can use to create the scripts or record the scripts? Okay, so I would say create or record the scripts. Okay, so what are the various tools that we can use to create or record the scripts? Okay, so tools used to record the script. Okay, we can use the Jmeter itself. Okay, so we can use the Jmeter itself, which I will show you now. Okay, so bad boy, not sure these days if they are using this. Okay, and third one is it's a standalone tool. Okay, it's a standalone tool, nothing related to Jmeter. And the third one is Jmeter plugin. Okay, third one is the Jmeter. So you can use any of these tools. Typically, it's a Chrome plugin. Okay, I don't know if they have a standalone tool for Jmeter, but it's Chrome plugin. Using that, you'll be able to create the scripts. So you can use any of these three tools to create the script, guys. So you need to, MJ, I have clearly covered this. So MJ, it is the JRE that needs to be downloaded. Okay. Pay attention, guys. I've spent like 15 to 20 minutes, explaining about JRE, JDK. So you would have to download JRE 8 version, MG. So you'd have to download that, and so that you can start. Jmeter would be using. Okay. Otherwise, Jmeter wouldn't launch. Okay. So Gaurav, now I understood. Now I think you understood why we were spending some time on Java. Okay. Now, what I will cover right now for now as a part of the demo is using the tool called Jmeter. I'll try to create the scripts or record the scripts. Okay, so using the tool called Jmeter, I'll be able to do it now. And the later, as the classes proceed, okay, maybe on day 2 or day 3 or day 4, I'll cover the other tools as well. Not difficult, but I'll use the other tools. But recommended is use the Jmeter itself. But sometimes, the recording wouldn't happen because of various reasons. Maybe your company has set up a proxy or some issues might happen. So because of that, you might not be able to record the script using Jmeter. Then you would have to use a BlazeMeter or a BioBot. Okay, but typically most of the performance testers or Jmeter experts, they'll try to record it from Jmeter itself. Okay. So what is the first step? Import the root certificate to the browser. Okay, to the browser. So let me say, I'm using Chrome. Okay, so I'll try to record using Chrome and all that. And one more thing. What I've observed is even before you record. Okay, so what is the first thing I would want you to do is a prerequisite. Okay, so what is a prerequisite? Okay, firewall. Okay, disable firewall and antivirus. Disable firewall and antivirus. So a lot of times, people who have been a lot of my students, okay, so they came back to me and said, for you it's recording, for me it's not recording, because they have some antivirus which is stopping, from Jmeter to capture the traffic from the proxy. Okay, so antivirus or maybe firewall is stopping it. So I would want this a prerequisite. First, before you record or create a script in Jmeter. So what is the main prerequisite? Disable the firewall or antivirus. How would I disable the firewall? Just go ahead, look at the firewall. Okay. So turn off and on firewall and make sure it is off. Okay. Again, I'm saying just go here, search for firewall. Okay. And wherever it says Windows Firewall, click on it and it opens, and here it says turn Windows Firewall on and off. Make sure it is off and click on OK. And then antivirus, depending on the antivirus, you can right click on it and you can disable it for 30 minutes or 1 hour or 2 hours or something. I don't install any antivirus on my system, so I'll not be able to show you how to disable an antivirus. Okay, now that this prerequisite is met, let's go ahead and import this root certificate to whichever browser you are using. So I'm for recording, I'm using the Chrome browser. So let me import this root certificate, Jmeter root certificate, into this Chrome browser. But first, before importing, so let me see where is this root certificate. Okay, where is this root certificate? Okay, so first go to Jmeter folder. Okay, Jmeter folder. Go to bin folder. Go to bin folder, and here you would see something called a root certificate. Okay, somewhere. Okay, so if you happen to find it, let me know, guys. I'm watching here. Root certificate.
Hello all. Hi Kumar sir. This is Krishna.
Yeah, hi Krishna, this is Salman. Actually, Kumar is, I think he's offline right. Hello, Krishna.
Yes. Yeah, got it. I think looks like power is off. So I think yeah, maybe on Wednesday I think we are
Yeah.
okay.
He's dropping
Thank you.
message. Yeah, thank
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Is it session off or someone is coming? We have to wait or we have to log off?
We have to log out.
Hello?
You have
Okay,
to log back.
thanks. Bye. Yeah.
So guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes, we are able.
Okay, thank you. So sorry guys, India and there are some power cuts. I used to have a backup, but the backup is also not. So, I'm facing this kind of issues. I totally apologize. Especially it is happening on a demo day, which is so weird. Usually, especially the place I am in Hyderabad, hardly there are any power cuts. But, you never know. This kind of things do happen. But it was only for a bit of time. So, guys, are you able to hear me? There seems to be some disconnect in the internet. Hello?
Yeah,
We are
I am
able to
hearing.
hear you.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are
Okay.
able to hear your voice.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so sadly, like 5 to 6 people have left, but we can't do much about it, right? So let's continue. Hang on one second. Let me ping them. I do have certain email addresses. Okay, back. Wonderful. Just give me 2 minutes, guys. Okay, so let me share the screen and oh, I'm not the what do you say? The presenter. So let me make myself as who is the admin now? Whoever is the admin, can you make me as a presenter or something like that? Because only if you can make me as a presenter, then I'll be able to share the screen with you. Okay. So who is the presenter? I'm not able to see that option called share the screen because I didn't join as a admin. Okay. Hang on, guys. Let me see what I have to do. Okay. I need to be a presenter. Okay. So there's only option called join. Okay. But how can I make myself as a presenter? Uh, me, mute, share, edit. Okay. Let me check. So is anybody showing yourself as a presenter, guys? Something like that? Make you, I mean, organizer or presenter or something like that. Besides,
No, no.
okay, because somebody should be an organizer presenter, and for them, it should allow to share the screen. No, Salim says no. Sudarshan says no. Uh, I'm afraid I would have to restart this session or something like that. So weird. Usually this doesn't happen in general. You see, I mean, that's the reason why I'm not able to figure out what needs to be done because I'm not joining as a presenter. Sorry for all these guys. Usually, this wouldn't happen, but I don't see any option to share my screen. Oh my god. Just give me a moment, guys. I'll leave and come back again. Maybe this time around, probably I would come as a presenter or something like that, an organizer. So just give me one moment, please. Thank you for your patience. So guys, the only way wherein I can become an organizer and start sharing the screen is I kill this session and start it again. Okay, so which means that I have to end this session and then start again. So once I end this session, you will be forced to go out of the session. Please join back immediately, guys. Using the same link, there is no change in the link, there is no change in anything, but just that it is not allowing me to log in as an administrator. I'm not able to share the screen. So the only way wherein I can log in as an administrator is I totally end this session and then start all over it again. So please join back again. Everything has been recorded. Everything has been recorded. There's no issue. But only one request is just go out and come back using the same link. Okay? I'll end it automatically. You will be pushed out of this. So you will have to join back using the same link. Request all of you to do it, guys. Thank you.